Hello, this is a demonstration of my setup I'm going to show you. So basically it's just a Stratocaster, a treble booster and H&H amplifiers, solid state amplifiers from the 70s. This guitar has been modified quite a bit. It was a 2006 Mexican reverse headstock sort of guitar. Well, changed the pickups and pretty much everything except for the neck and the body. It's got left-handed tuners from Axesrus.com. They were just £10 tuners in the bargain basement, they were, but they're surprisingly a lot better than the Clusons if they come on it originally. I've only recently changed them and put an extra string tree on. The next modification was the brass nut, which I changed from a standard plastic nut that comes on these to a brass one. String trees are now roller string trees, if you can see. The pickups, they're bare knuckle Irish Tours, 3 sets with the steel baseplate, and the Pickguard's Anodized Pickguard from Fender. Volume control standard, except for it's got a treble bleed modification, so when you roll down your volume you don't lose all your high end. The tone pot is a master tone, but I have it as a no load, so at the end it just cuts out the circuit. The Tremolo itself is a Super V Bladerunner with the blue, although it's a little bit rusted, the blue blade on it, and steel saddles. In the back I also have a brass claw, tremolo claw, and raw vintage springs. So it's been extensively modified, and this tone control doesn't do anything. As I say, this one's just a master one. Standard wiring as normal, no S1 switching or anything. The treble booster itself is a Rangemaster clone from a company called Boost Switch. They were in Wales for a while, but I don't think they're in business anymore. The amplifier, as I said before, is a H&H. It's a VS Musician from, I think, the serial number points to about 76, 77. It came from 1976, 1977. I've got it on the Valve Sound channel with it on, and the voicing is heavy. The gain's only just into this little, if you can see it on the camera, just a little bit of light there, so that means just a bit more extra gain on the channel. And the volume, as it does, these are quite sensitive amps, so between 1 and 2 it can be vary massively with volume. Normally has a badge on there as well, but that's gone missing. So without further ado, we'll get playing to it. This is just a bit of a dirty sound first, and then we'll try some cleans and try a few different ones. As you can hear, the amp's quite dynamic itself, so I'm going to run for a bit of cleaner tone. So on my rhythm volume, so I use number 7 on the volume control just as a rough guide. But it can be anywhere, pots can vary. Now down to about number 5. As you can hear, it's still a little bit dirty on 7. On the middle pickup. Down to about 3. So as you can hear, all the highs and such are left in the guitar. That's part of the treble bleed modification. So the actual guitar itself has quite a few uses. I use it for session work and such, so it's got to be quite versatile. And this tremolo is does what it says on the tin, as long as you lubricate the nut properly. I use Vaseline normally because I've tried graphite and it doesn't seem to work as well. I've got graphite in the saddles though, and they don't seem to move much there. So I'll just mess around with a couple of tremolos. So I'm not too experienced with tremolos, but I've learnt a couple of tricks. One in particular is when you go downwards, always remember to come back up when you finish using it to bring your strings back in tune, because they actually bind a nut, just for people who are not too experienced with tremolos like myself. It's just a little tip I picked up off a few people on the internet, as you do. So we'll just have a mess around with that for a minute. So as you can see, it still isn't perfect, but it does the job. Close enough, just coming up at the end. So I'll just play around for a bit on the guitar itself, and that's the main setup I use. Sometimes I use a chorus pedal, but a lot of times you leave it straight, just guitar, and there's less to go wrong on it. I use Koil cables, because straight ones just seems to get in the way a lot and get trodden on and broken, and you end up buying 5 instead of just using the one. So that's the main setup itself, and hope you enjoyed.